Hello, lands, lassies, and those of unspecified gender, it's the Irishman here, and today, I'm going to talk about what would have happened if Goku had gotten addicted to senzu beans. This is the second part to this what if, and the first one will be linked in the description below. If you haven't seen that part, I would definitely recommend you go check that out, and if you have, then go rewatch it. It was a pretty good part. But I'm not going to force you into anything you don't want to do. And now, with all of that out of the way, let's get into the actual story of this what if. Goku would be training inside of the hyperbolic time chamber with a newly powered up and enslaved Piccolo Jr. When suddenly the pair would get a message telepathically from Kami, telling them that there's a new and mysterious power arriving on Earth, and if it turns hostile, then they will need the two of them to intervene. Hearing this, Goku gets pumped up. This is a new threat to the planet, yes, but it's also a potential challenge. He hasn't had many of those since he actually discovered senzu beans, and even though Piccolo is pretty strong, he's not really up to Goku's level. He doesn't have that same pizzazz that Goku's looking for. Goku would take a short nap, eat a light snack, maybe have a shave and a shower, and then he would be out to actually fight this new threat. But when he steps outside the time chamber to actually sense around for this high power level, he would only find one that is relatively low compared to his and Piccolo's, even in base. But maybe, just maybe, this guy has some weird power or insane potential that Goku can train with him, and then he'll get really strong and he'll have that same spark that he's looking for that he couldn't find in Piccolo. And what he finds is actually really interesting. Something that might be better than insane potential or this special power. It's someone like Goku. In fact, he even claims to be Goku's brother.
No, man. I'm gonna need you to slow down. We're related? Like you and me. You, me, familial, family, yes?
Raditz would tell Goku about the glorious Saiyan race, and how it was all wiped out by one man named Frieza. He was an evil tyrant who must be cleansed of this universe, and they're going to go work under him. Goku needs to come with him and destroy planets for funsies, and Goku isn't exactly okay with that. Goku would simply tell Raditz that Frieza is of no concern to Goku. If Frieza comes to Earth, then Goku will get rid of him on the spot without a single second of hesitation. And if Raditz tries to harm even one human, Goku will do the same to the Saiyan warrior. But Raditz will explain to his brother that Frieza is the strongest being in the universe. If he comes to Earth, then Goku will be powerless to do anything against him. Frieza is just too strong. It doesn't matter what Goku thinks he can do, Frieza is unstoppable. And this actually piques Goku's interest. Yeah, Raditz isn't that strong, but this Frieza guy, if he's the strongest in the universe, maybe he could actually be that challenge that Goku is looking for. And Raditz isn't entirely useless either. Raditz being a fellow Saiyan would mean he's probably going to be an awesome sparring partner. Plus, he perfectly fits the bill for an indentured servant. And when life gives you lemons, who cares? Lemons can't grow drugs. But all of this is really confusing to Raditz. Yeah, Goku has a decent build and does seem to be pretty in shape, but he's talking about taking on Frieza. And for all Raditz knows, Goku isn't even as strong as the Saiyan warrior himself. So even though he's a little concerned, Raditz still thinks he's the one in charge. So he would tell Goku, enough of this small talk, let's get to business. Raditz is going to take Goku with him, whether he likes it or not, and just for the hell of it, Goku has to go and kill 500 humans. Goku, hearing this, just begins to laugh, and then he would turn Super Saiyan 2 and look Raditz dead in the eyes and say,
"Oh, brother, I don't think you quite understand who you're talking to."
Raditz, trembling in fear, would only utter a few words.
Kakarot, you're the Super Saiyan!
Goku's taken aback by this. He had no idea that Raditz would actually be able to recognize this golden-haired form. He always just thought it was that, a golden-haired form that increased his power. He never thought about actually putting a name to the face, so to speak, by calling it something like Super Saiyan. That actually has a pretty nice ring to it. He might keep that. Raditz would then beep in on a scouter. He would tell Nappa and Vegeta everything. And Goku would ask what Raditz is doing, possibly plotting something, but Raditz would say no. He's calling comrades, fellow Saiyans who might actually be able to beat Frieza. Now that Raditz knows that Goku is the legendary Super Saiyan, they might actually have some hope. Something that Raditz hasn't had in a very long time. Goku would let out a smile and tell Raditz that he can't wait to train with his brother. Actually having another Saiyan around might be pretty fun. And maybe Raditz can even go Super Saiyan. It wasn't too hard for Goku after he started using senzu beans in his training, and maybe it won't be too hard for Raditz either. He is the older brother after all. And then after 1 year of intense training in the hyperbolic time chamber, alongside introducing Raditz to senzu beans, Nappa and Vegeta would arrive on Earth. Although it's a lot more peaceful than in the original. There would be no killing or flattening of cities. Nappa and Vegeta just arrive in a wasteland not too far away from the lookout, and then Goku and Raditz would fly down to meet them. Nappa would give Raditz a big bear hug, congratulating him for being the one to find the legendary Super Saiyan.
I always believed you had it in ya. Maybe I doubted ya for like a minute or for your entire life, but I always believed in ya, old buddy.
Goku and Vegeta would just decide to fist bump. Once greetings were out of the way and everyone was introduced with each other, Nappa and Vegeta would begin to question how they're going to plan on actually beating Frieza, and Raditz, well, he would look at them victoriously. He would speak about how him and his brother have risen above Saiyan rankings. They have become the 1 or 2 legendary Super Saiyans. Vegeta would look slack-jawed. It's impossible. Raditz the Runt has become a Super Saiyan? But then, his look of disbelief turns to one of laughter. He can't believe that Raditz would even hoist such an idea. How is that even possible? It's not. But before Vegeta can even take another breath, Raditz would begin to shout. He'd begin to roar, letting out all of his anger, all of his sorrow, all of his rage, and he would turn into the 1, 2 legendary Super Saiyans! Nappa and Vegeta are blown away, and their scouters are nearly exploding from the energy levels. It's going from 10,000 to 20,000 to 50,000 to 100,000, and then it would explode. And this is insane. Even if he clocks out at 100,000, if this is just what Raditz the Runt has been able to actually achieve with only 1 year of training, then imagine what the Prince of all Saiyans can achieve in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. He'd be unstoppable. If Raditz has really surpassed the 100,000 mark by training with the Super Saiyan, then how strong is the Super Saiyan actually? And then Vegeta would look over to Goku and ask him to show his power off to the group. And, well, Goku was willing enough to oblige him by powering up into Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta, of course, can't sense energy yet, but he can feel the power that Goku is letting off just by aura alone. And it's not like he even had to let out a blood-curdling scream like Raditz. He just snapped his fingers and boom, Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta is astounded. He thinks that if the Saiyan Prince himself were to train with the legendary Super Saiyan, the things that they could accomplish together, well, they might even be able to surpass Beerus himself. Vegeta would hit his knees and beg Goku to teach him how to become a Super Saiyan, to tell him how he got so strong. Is it something that Goku was just born capable of doing, or is it something that Goku had to work towards like Raditz? He has to know, Vegeta has to know how to achieve the legend of a Super Saiyan.
Vegeta, was it? Yeah, this is pretty embarrassing. It's not that deep. I can train you, you can become a Super Saiyan, that's about it.
Vegeta is a bit shocked by this nonchalant response, but it's fine because Goku did just kind of confirm that Vegeta gets that training that he so desired. So because Vegeta is just so eager to train and Goku is perfectly fine with adding another person to his training regimen, Goku would bring Vegeta into the room of Spirit and Time and begin to teach him the ropes on how to turn into a Super Saiyan. After a while, Vegeta would learn how to, and he would then begin to try and master the form, as well as improving it. He would reach Super Saiyan Grade 2, Grade 3, and eventually get the mastered Super Saiyan form that is pretty much just Super Saiyan Grade 3 without any drawbacks. Anyway, that's the end of this part. There will be another one by next week. Have a nice day. This is and always will be, always has been, the Irishman. See you next time. Bye.